Hello, good evening, everybody, or whatever time of day it is, because I truly don't know what time of day you'll be listening to this. So, how am I supposed to know if it's the morning or night? Anyways, this is the first episode of This Should Be Interesting, starring me, Matt Rice, otherwise known as Eater. My comedy name is Matt Rice. I mean, that's my real name. So I'm just going to use that. And let's just keep moving the mic. What's going on? Okay. The mic's got a mind of its own. I'm trying to get fucking comfortable here. And it's not staying still. Do what you're told. It puts that's better. I don't know how that's better. If you're watching this on the video, it looks insane. This whole thing is crazy. Welcome to episode 1. We're starting off great, and I'm not. So my whole thing is there's no editing, and I'm not going to do any re-recordings or cuts. All right, without further ado, episode 1 of This Should Be Interesting, starring me, Matt Rice, a.k.a. Eater, on other platforms such as Twitter, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, YouTube, otherwise known as the leader of the Nova Eater Outlaws, Phantasy Star Online, otherwise known as Nova Eater Outlaw or Nova Eater, a.k.a. Eater, Matt Rice. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Matt. Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Matt. How are you? I'm doing well, Matt. Thank you. All right, moving on. Get the fuck out of here, Matt. All right, bye. Our first guest. So we will be interviewing a different person in every episode, and I hope that you find these people fascinating. Our first guest today with me is my new acquaintance. His name is Wallace. How are you doing today, Wallace? I'm doing good there. Thank you for asking. Okay, Wallace, my first question is, how old are you? I'm 57 years old. Okay, Wallace, and what do you do for a living? Well, I kind of just make appearances. Well, what do you mean by make appearances? Well, people pay me and I show up. Okay, but what do you do when you show up? What are you doing? People pay me and I show up, and maybe it could be an event. It could be you're asking me a lot of questions already, and I don't like this. I'm sorry, I did not mean to offend you, Wallace. This is the format of the show. It's just, it's an interview-esque show. Think of me as Jimmy Kimmel or Jay Leno or, okay, so you're kind of like Bill Cosby. No, not at all. It's like an interview. You could think of me as a journalist, maybe, but I'm not. Yeah, that's right, because you think you're funny. I like to think that I'm funny, yes. I hope other people think I'm funny. Yes, I'm a comedian. Yeah, so says you. Anyways, yeah, people pay me lots of money to show up and make appearances at, parties or social events. Okay, so kind of like what I do? But do you tell jokes or do you sing? What's the big idea? Do you have a talent? My talent is being Wallace, and I'm pretty cool, And also, you can call me Unc. That's what all the kids call me nowadays. It's my new nickname. It's cool. It means I'm the cool older guy. I don't really think that's what that means, but if that's how you take it, good for you. So, Wallace, tell us about your life. Tell us something interesting about your life. Well, can you get more specific? Okay, for example, I was in the military for 10 years. Did you do anything like that? You know what? I actually used to be a deep-sea fisherman. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Tell us about that. Have you ever heard of the show called The Biggest Catch? I think so. Was that the Learning Channel or National Geographic or something? Yeah, I don't know, the History Channel or some shit. Anyways, it's kind of like that, but instead the boat was shaped like a big fish, and we would jump into the water, and there were men dressed as fish on the boat, and we'd catch humans. That doesn't seem like you could make money doing that. I've never heard of that. That's not a thing. Not to be offensive, Wallace. Sorry. That's okay. I didn't take it offensively. You think I'm cool. It's all good. You paid me to be here. I want people to know that I did not pay Wallace to be here. He paid me to be here. Wallace, what are you doing? You're derailing the show. This is your big moment. I've had a big moment before, and I had a big moment right before the show in the toilet earlier. All right, now you're the comedian making jokes. All right. Well, keep that up. Keep up the energy. So you used to dress up as a fish and catch humans? No, I told you I would be one of the humans they would try and catch. It's kind of like The Greatest Game. You ever heard that book? Well, I've read that book. I guess you can hear books now with books on tape. That's a thing. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the one where they hunt humans. It was a bunch of rich assholes, kind of like Rat Race. Yeah, exactly. It was a similar situation. So, you're telling me that you used to... Okay, I'm confused. Why was the boat shaped like a fish? I don't know. That was just something that tickled their fancy. Fishing, riding in a fish, catching humans. Okay, this is actually fascinating. I like this. Let's keep going. Now, so you're saying you used to do this for like billionaires or like really rich people? I don't know, high society stuff, kind of like Epstein's Island, if you will, allegedly. Yeah, exactly. Just like Epstein's Island. I've been there. Let's not talk about that. I don't want to know anything about that. Okay, Unc? Whatever floats your fancy. I don't think that's a saying. It is, and it tickles all the poles. Now, anyways, speaking of poles, I've been to the North and South Pole. Okay, again, that's fascinating. How and why did you go there? And please don't tell me you worked for Santa Claus. No, Santa Claus is definitely not real. I'm Catholic. We don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't think that has anything to do with not believing in Santa Claus because he's magic. I don't know if it's religious, but whatever. Yeah, like I said, I'm a devout Catholic, so I took a pilgrimage to the North and South Pole in order to get closer to Jesus. Wallace, if you don't mind me asking, I've never heard of taking a pilgrimage to the North and South Pole to get closer to Jesus. I mean, I guess in like a scientific standpoint or whatever, I guess you're never physically closer to heaven. The earth is a circle. How are you closer to Jesus? Now, I get it in the literal sense. You're not physically closer to Jesus. Now, that would be assuming that Jesus is just in the sky. Okay? You know, he exists inside all of us, and I had to find myself. Oh, okay. So you're saying you took like a soul search journey. I mean, I guess that is what a pilgrimage is, in a way. So, did anything crazy happen on your adventures at the North and South Pole, Unc? Well, I did see a polar bear, and I went ice fishing, and there were not a lot of people. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the population is in the hundreds in those places. Maybe. You know what? I'm just saying things without knowing, and that's not good. Don't do that, people. It's called misinformation. Exactly. That's a good way to think of life. Misinformation. Anyways, I'm trying to think of some other interesting things about me, but ever since they made me do that COVID vaccine, my memory's just not so good. Oh, okay. So you remember COVID? I remember COVID. I was in the military during COVID, and it was weird. It was kind of cool at first because I was basically getting paid to stay home and play video games with my friends. And that could have led to me wanting to be a streamer because the thought of playing video games for money sounds cool until you get sick of video games. Sounds like you have some animosity in your asshole there, buddy. What? Can we just get back to the story, Wallace? Oh, yes, of course. So my memory's just not as good because of COVID. Well, now you're quarantined. What did you have to do for quarantine in the military? Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's see. For me specifically, I was at a weird top secret command, and we had to be valued assets, so we couldn't, what do we call it? Mess up the mission or whatever. Compromise the mission. There we go. So we had to be healthy, so we literally weren't even allowed to go to the gym, which is kind of funny because they wanted us to be healthy and mission ready, but we weren't allowed to physically work out. Yeah, that is kind of ass backwards if you ask me. You got any water? Sorry, Wallace. I thought I offered you a water before. Here you go. Thank you, sir. Let me just take a little sip. Wallace, if you could, not just do that straight up into the mic. Oh, okay. Thank you, Wallace. I had to mute Wallace real fast. He's gargling the water. Is that how you always drink water? No, I just thought I was being silly. I was just yanking your cock. Oh, that's a problematic statement. I don't think that's how the saying goes. Anyways, how was your quarantine, Wallace? What did you have to do? Well, I stayed inside. Did you do anything? Did you watch YouTube or anything? Yeah. Okay. What did you watch? Oh, well, Baby Einstein. Just kind of a lot of Baby Einstein on repeat. You ever look up Baby Einstein? They got a lot of that stuff. It's supposed to make you a lot smarter. So I was trying to work out my mind. You said you couldn't work out physically, so I had it in my head, well, if we're not allowed to work out physically, I'll work out my mind. Wallace, I don't think anyone told you that you weren't allowed to work out physically. How old were you during the pandemic? You're 57 now, so 53, roughly? Exactly. Man, you're just a man of conversation, aren't you? Okay. Moving on. Do you remember the George Floyd riots? And I really regret asking that question already. No, I don't. Thank God. I'm happy about that answer. I will say, I almost said chat. I'm not streaming right now. This is a podcast. I do remember the George Floyd riots. I lived in downtown while they were happening in one of the major cities. I won't tell you which one. You'll never guess. Yeah. Anyways. They had police in riot shields with M16s. Probably, oh shoot, what are they called? You know, rifles. What are the, sorry, my nose is running. Do you mean AR-15? Yes, thank you, Wallace. That's what I meant. The police had AR-15s, and they're like, citizens, go inside, citizens. It was actually crazy. It was so dystopian. And, yeah, I wasn't doing anything. I was just chilling on the porch drinking a beer with a Hawaiian shirt on, and I was like, yep, good luck, fellas. And I ran back inside. Because I'm a good little boy. I'm a good law-abiding citizen there, so don't hurt me, please, CIA. Anyways, Wallace, did you ever serve in the government or anything like that? Well, let's see. For 5 years, I was a mailman. Okay, so you were a mailman. Did you like doing that? No. Okay. Let's go back to something you said earlier. What got you into, I don't know, just showing up to parties and getting into the entertainment industry or whatever? What kind of parties are we talking about? Like Hollywood parties? More like barbecues. You get paid to go to these barbecues? Or are you just going to friends' barbecues, Wallace? Exactly. Now, so whenever I was dressed up as a fish, I thought you said you weren't dressed up as a fish. Sometimes they did make me dress up as the fish. Whenever we were inside the house. Okay, so they made you be a human to swim away from fish to get caught as a human, but when you were inside, they made you dress up as a fish. Exactly. Now it makes sense to you, right? No, it doesn't, but let's continue. This is a very interesting interview, and I think people will love this. Exactly, it's because they love me. That's why they pay me to show up to places. I just really brighten up the furniture. Okay. How much do you typically get paid per event? Well, nah, I don't feel comfortable discussing that. All right, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Wallace. You seem to be doing well for yourself. So, very fascinating stuff. Interesting stuff. Do you like sports, Wallace? Yes, I do. I like the Tennessee Titans for the NFL, and then for NHL, I like that. Oh shoot, what was his name? You know, he like slides around on the ice. What? Wouldn't like a hockey player sliding around on the ice? Yeah, you know, he runs around with the stick on the ice and hits the puck into the fucking net. Can I cuss on here? I mean, you already did. So I guess we'll have to take this off of Focus on the Family. That's what I was aiming for, to put this on Focus on the Family. Well, anyways, I forgot his name. Okay, so you like hockey and football. That's fun. Okay, let's just... Have you ever traveled to other countries and, like, do you have any cool experiences in other countries? Yes, I do. I've been all over. I've been to Taiwan. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Tanzania. I've been to Terraria. I've been to what's that place? Toronto. I've been to Texas. I've been to Taste of China. Are you just saying things that start with T? No, I'm telling you places I've been, young man. Sorry, Unc. Exactly. Pipe down. Put the fries in the bag, little bro. That's what the kids say these days. All right, Wallace. You don't have to say all that. You just know your place, boy. Now, anyways, can I use your bathroom real quick? Yes. Also, I need to let my dogs out soon. That's fine, Wallace. We'll wrap this thing up soon. All right, guys. So while Wallace is using the bathroom, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Eater's stream on Kick and Eater on TikTok. Thank you, Eater, for sponsoring this stream, and go check him out. He's got some great content on TikTok, and if you follow him on TikTok, it's Nova Eater, Novaeeter. And if you follow him on Kick, you can check out his Just Chatting channel, which is EETER, or his gaming channel, which is going to be the main focus moving forward, EATUR. Eater. Yeah. And we're back. Did everything go well, Wallace, while you're in the bathroom? Yeah, everything seems to be fine. It all looks the same. Still down there. when you get older, you're just happy that it's still there. I mean, I guess so. Are you? Would you say you're happy, Wallace? Yeah, I'd say I'm happy. I'd say I'm happy. All right, and since you said you had to leave soon, let's ask you, Wallace, if there was one piece of advice you could give your younger self, what would it be? Or for all those listeners out there, what is the piece of advice you would give? All right, listen here, young folks. Life is hard. You just keep moving and never accept money from a man behind a melting pot, the restaurant. He says if he says he's loaning you money, or he's borrowing money and he'll pay you back tenfold, it's not true. And his name is Jeremy, and it's not true. Anyways, do the best that you can, and just I don't know, you won't fail. Just show up to parties and you'll get paid. I don't think that's really how life works. But okay, that was Wallace. And thank you guys for joining me on episode 1 of This Should Be Interesting. Without further ado, you guys have a good one and stay cynical. Love you guys.